Khadijat Adeshola, and in my channel I talk about everything related to women and midwifery. So today, anyway, I would like to apologize for not posting video for ages ago. I'm so sorry for that. I'm just being occupied with other things as well. Okay, so in this video I'll be talking about midwifery interview questions and answer. I've had a couple of videos on that before as well, so if you're preparing for your interview, kindly look at those videos that I've done as well before. If this is your first time coming across my channel, this is why I do everything related to women and midwifery. So if you like this video, don't forget to like it, comment and subscribe to my channel. When you do this, I'm going to recommend my video to other people that is looking for similar informations as well. So thank you so much to all my returning subscribers. Thank you, I really appreciate it. You guys are the reason why I still make videos as well. So today I'll be talking about midwifery interview questions and answers, and I've written some questions down, and in this video as well, I'm going to be explaining about the Ockenden report. So if you are in the UK already, you're already working as a midwife in the UK, this video is something you should watch as well. If you are in your home country and you are looking for a job in the NHS to work as a midwife in the UK, whether in the NHS or in the private, setting, this video is something you need to watch as well, as I'll be explaining the Ockenden report as well in this video. So I'll be talking about, NHS midwifery interview questions. So you may have an interview and they ask you something about Saving Babies Life bundle. They might ask you, what do you know about Saving Babies Life bundle? So this is part of the thing, this is a care bundle, okay, for reducing stillbirth. So it's one of the things that every midwife in the UK have an idea of or should know. You basically don't have to cram it. It's something you should know. In all the trust intranet have something, you have access to the trust internet, so you can check it up to see what it is all about. But as a midwife in your home country or in the UK looking for a job, you might not have access to those information. So you can also go online, just type Saving Babies Life bundle. They will you will have information about it. So if they ask you in an interview that what did you understand by Saving Babies Life bundle, okay, so or what are the elements of Saving Babies Life bundle? So I will has that Saving Baby Life bundle is a care bundle that talk about that focus on reducing stillbirth. Okay, so it's a care bundle for reducing stillbirth. Okay, and we all know what stillbirth means. Okay, so this Saving Babies Life bundle have 5 elements. You may also have question that says discuss the Saving Baby Life bundle, or what did you understand by Saving Babies Life bundle, or they say what are the elements of Saving Babies Life bundle. So there are 5 elements of Saving Babies Life bundle. This include reducing smoking in pregnancy, risk assessment and surveillance for fetal growth restriction, raising awareness of reduced fetal movement, fetal monitoring during labor, and reducing preterm birth. So those are the 5 elements. That's going to talk about it little by little. So reducing smoking in pregnancy, that is when you're booking a pregnant woman in the UK and you ask them about their smoking history, they say they are smoking. You can tell them the implication of smoking in pregnancy, which means restriction, because there will be reduced supply of oxygen to the baby. In worst case, there could also be preterm delivery as well, and there could also increase smoking causing restriction of blood flow to the baby, which may eventually lead to preterm birth or stillbirth, and that is why it is one of the elements of the Saving Babies Life Care bundle. So if a woman come in and you ask her booking, you are the community midwife, you're doing a booking, or in your interview question they ask you about why is smoking cessation essential in pregnancy. So those are the things you can say, that smoking in pregnancy increases the risk of preterm birth. Okay, it also causes restriction of blood flow to the baby via the placenta. This may eventually leads to there may also be preterm birth. There may also be placenta abruption, is one of the complications of smoking in pregnancy. Eventually, there may be preterm birth and there may also be stillbirth. So that's why it's essential for women to reduce their smoking or stop smoking. So if they cannot stop it totally, they can actually reduce it, cut down what they are smoking. But it's essential for you to to tell them the implication and to advise them to reduce it. And if they want to stop, they feel like stopping the smoking, then you can refer them to smoking cessation. Where another aspect is risk assessment and surveillance for fetal growth restriction. So all pregnant women should be risk assessed at antenatal. Okay, at booking, you are expected to risk assess them to know whether they are low risk or they are high risk. Okay, if they are low risk, maybe they don't have previous complication, they are not smoker, this is their first pregnancy, their BMI is fine, they are not obese, they do not have any medical or surgical conditions that may complicate this pregnancy, then you can say they are low risk. At any point, at every time during their appointment, you should risk assess them at every appointment. So in case their risk level changes, it becomes high risk, so that you can do the appropriate, you can put them in appropriate pathway. So that's what that means, risk assessment and surveillance for fetal growth restriction. Okay, another thing is raising awareness of reduced fetal movement. So when from 16 to 24 weeks, it's expected that you start feeling your fetal movement, right? Some people don't start feeling it at 16 weeks, apparently. I myself did not start feeling it at 16 weeks, but at most at 24 weeks, you must have felt your fetal movement. Now, as a mother, you know how your baby moves, okay? So when the baby's movement is reducing to what it is to be before, so you have to call your midwife, you have to let them know, they have to assess that baby, because it is stated that people that have stillbirth have at one point experienced reduced fetal movement. So you have to let all your pregnant women know that they need to report reduced fetal movements. Okay, so that is why it's one of the elements of the Savings Baby Life bundle. Fetal monitoring during labor. So you need to monitor baby pregnant woman fetal heart rate during labor accurately based on their risk level. So if they are low risk pregnancy and they are in midwifery led care, you should listen to fetal heart rates every 15 minutes. If they are high risk and they are in consultant led care, then they should be on continuous CTG monitoring, and that must be interpreted appropriately. Also, there must be according to policy, this must be checked as much as frequently as possible, and they must be fresher, which I'm not going to that, I'm just explaining. And also you need to let them know that in labor the movement of baby does not change, so the baby should still be moving as appropriate. So when they experience reduced fetal movements in labor, they should also let you know. Reducing preterm birth is the last thing. So you need to have assessed patients, all of this, those are risks of preterm birth, and you need to manage them as appropriate. Try to manage them conservatively to ensure that the baby gets to term where possible. Okay, so those are the elements of the Saving Babies Life bundle. And so if you have an interview question that tells you to explain this or what is expected of you, you just say that okay, it's a care bundle that is introduced in order to reduce stillbirth. Okay, and they have 5 elements, which includes reducing smoking in pregnancy, risk assessment and surveillance for fetal growth restriction, raising awareness of reduced fetal movement, fetal monitoring during labor, and reducing preterm birth. Okay, now if they say what do you understand by the reducing smoking in pregnancy element of the Saving Babies Life bundles, just do the explanation just as I've just said. Okay, another thing I will be talking about in this video is the Hawkindale report. So you may have an interview question or interview that has to do with Hawkindale report. Okay, they may not really ask you like that. Okay, they may just ask you some question. For instance, they may ask you that, or why do you need to something happened, maybe a pregnant woman is in labor, you do the fetal heart rate, it is you hear a deceleration, what should you do? Okay, in that aspect, you're supposed to say, if you understand the Hawkindale report, then you will know what you need to do. Okay, so I'm just going to explain the Hawkindale report a little bit just to give you an overview. So in 2017, they said that Davies Rhiannon family and 2 other bereaved family, raise a concern and inform the health secretary that they should look into the maternity services at one of the NHS trusts. So let me see, Shrewsbury Stafford Hospital NHS Trust. I don't know how to really pronounce those, but I'm going to write it up there so you can see. So apparently these families were bereaved and they think that there's a problem in the services, in the maternity service in the trust. Okay, so then they raise up an independent review into that trust on what is happening, and they apparently review the care, the services that they've rendered from 2000 to 2019. Okay, so they did this review and they come out with some things and findings, okay, which made them think that the services are not actually the best in that trust. Okay, so this brought about so as part of the findings from the reports, there were 6 local learning actions for the trust, and as well as 15 immediate and essential action for maternity services across England. Okay, so the concerned trust, they have 60 action plans for them to do. Okay, and for the whole NHS maternity in England, so there are 15 things that all maternity services in England must do. Okay, so I'm going to list the some of them. So they include training. So it means that all NHS trusts maternity services must do certain training for their staff, and there must be safe staffing. So there should be enough staff to to care for women in the maternity service. Okay, and there should be escalation and accountability. So that's when I talk about the first scenario. I talk about hearing deceleration on fetal artery. What should you do? So you should apparently put her on CTG, and you need to escalate. So that's part of the Okindi report recommendation for all NHS maternity in England. So you must escalate and you must be accountable. So there must be accountability, escalation and accountability, clinical governance and leadership, incident investigation and complaint. So if something happened, they must be investigated. Okay, and learning from incidents. So if something happened as well, it must be an avenue for learning. Okay, so when they review the incident, they must be like, okay, what have we done right, or what have we done wrong, on what could we do better? Okay, so that's like learning from incidents. And also labor and birth. So apparently they look at what we need to do when it comes to labor and birth. That women that want to labor at home, what should you tell them? You need to let them be aware of what is the implication of laboring at home. Okay, and you need to support them as well. Then obstetric anesthesia. So it brings something about giving pain relief in labor and all of that. Then postnatal care, bereavement care, neonatal care, and supporting family. So apparently, okay, there should also be multidisciplinary training. That is that's where this thing comes about, that when we work together, okay, all staff that work together must train together. And I think that's when they start introducing every department, everybody in the NHS to do the prompts training, because we all work together, then we should train together. Each and every one of us should know our responsibilities, what we can do in emergency situation. Okay, and also complex antenatal care. Okay, so those are the action plan, immediate action plan that is stated by the according to the findings of the Okindi report, to be to be done by all maternity service, all NHS trusts that offer maternity service. Okay, so basically that's about the Okindi report. So the Okindi report itself provides a clear, comprehensive and well thorough plan to improve the quality of care and patient safety across maternity services in the nation, like in England. So basically that's about the Okinde report, overview of the Okinde report. So however, if they ask you questions about the Okinde report, like just say, what do you understand by the Okinde report, or what is an Okinde report? So Okinde report is a findings, or report that come out from the independent review of an incident that happened in one of the NHS trusts. You can say like that, or you can mention in the trust. Okay, so this report look into this report provide a clear, comprehensive, and well thought plan to improve the quality of care and patient safety across maternity services. Okay, and according to this report, the findings from this report, there are 15 national immediate action plan for all maternity services. Okay, and also there are 60 local learning action plan for the what's it called, for the consigned NHS trust. Okay, so that's about the report. So, and that will be the end of this video. I hope you understand it. So basically, I've just talked about two main things that is significant in NHS maternity in England. If you look at it, then if you have questions related to this, I believe you'll be able to answer it. So it also boils down to many things that we do in the UK, basically. So that's just been up to date about the NHS maternity services in England. So I will see you in my next video, hopefully. Okay, thank you for watching. Bye.